Hello, I'm Yuko. I'm a digital artist and ghost VTuber, and recently I wanted to share my struggles as an artist. Honestly, I've been having issues with my art for a while now. I've been a pretty on and off artist for the past few years, and it's been frustrating to see no progress or growth in my skills and my passion slowly fading away. But instead of giving up, I've decided I'll just start my own art journey, because why not? Now, I've been drawing since forever, since I could pick up a pencil. I used to draw for 8+ hours a day and I'd always know what to draw. But somewhere along the way, things just went south. I struggled with anatomy, perspective, lighting, rendering. I never seemed to improve, and I even changed my art style so often because I was not satisfied. I was so insecure with my art. I feel like every time I tried to draw, I'd never finish it or I'd scrap it because I hated how it looked like. I began to draw less and less and almost completely gave up on drawing. I lost my creativity and my passion for art. Whenever I tried drawing, my art didn't look the way I wanted it to, and I constantly compared myself to others, always doubting myself. Sound familiar? I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. Recently, I started drawing again, still with somewhat of the same feelings. But instead of sitting around, feeling sorry for myself, waiting for things to magically get better, I wanted to take a step towards my improvement and document the process of my journey. I'd like to share my progress, failures, and lessons. I'm hoping to learn new things and grow my skills. Maybe if you also feel stuck with your art, you can join this journey with me. Sometimes it's good to know that you're not alone in this. So, what do I do now? Where do I start? Well, to start, first step is to take initiative. I'll be starting from the bottom up and challenging myself to improve by studying the fundamentals, experimenting, and trying new techniques. I think this time around, I really want to challenge myself because there's been so many times in the past where I've given up and I felt so miserable, but I don't want to feel like that again. I have to pick myself up and be a better version of myself. I want to be able to fall in love with art again. I'm going to start with writing a simple schedule where I practice every day. It doesn't have to be for hours, just 10 minutes a day will help improve my skills. When you are consistent with something, you will see changes over time. It's like losing weight. You have to be consistent with a diet, nutrition, and exercise to witness the transformation. It's overtime work that will show the results, not hard work overnight. You may even get stressed because you aren't progressing as fast as others, and that's okay. Everyone is different. Take it at your own pace, and don't worry too much. As long as you're consistent and putting the work in, you will see progress. And if you really want something, you have to sometimes get uncomfortable and push yourself. This is something that I've struggled with not only with art, but other aspects in my life. If I want something, I need to work for it. So for art, you have to put the work in. You can't just draw and expect the art to be better. You gotta know what you're doing, what your plan is. Do your research and ask yourself, why am I not improving? What is it about my art that I don't like or would like to get better at? It could be anything from anatomy to perspective, lighting, or rendering, maybe everything. Write it down and start. So for my plan, I like to start with phase 1, anatomy. It's something that I've put off for a while because I find it so complex to get the right proportions, but if I want to get better at it, I have to practice. Every day I'm going to be drawing gestures and studying the proportions and shapes of the body. Then I'd like to get more into phase 2, perspective. Truthfully, I've never done perspective, or at least properly. Almost all the drawings I've made in my life have always been front-facing perspectives and always on a side or front profile. Recently, I've thought about perspective more, and I've encountered some amazing drawings with insane perspectives, and I always think, wow, I would love to draw in those kinds of angles, though I've made some attempts and they just don't look right, so it's definitely something I need to work on. For that, I think anatomy is an important factor, and doing point perspective exercise will really help me. Phase 3, lighting and coloring. They can be pretty complicated, so I will be heavily relying on references for this part. Unless you're an advanced artist, you will not be able to do lighting without references. Same with complex poses or perspectives. Here I'll show you this lighting reference model I found on ArtStation. I've seen other artists use it for reference, and I definitely recommend it if you plan on practicing lighting. It's really helpful. Lastly, phase 4, rendering. I'm not too sure how to go about this. I never knew what rendering was until this past year and only started incorporating it into some of my art. It kind of goes along with my next issue. My art style To be honest, I kind of have an identity crisis with my art. I know the main style that I want, and the best way to describe it is a matured anime style or semi-realistic anime style. I think rendering and figuring out my art style is something I want to work on throughout the process, because especially for my art style, I don't know where it would fit into my plan. I think I will probably make a separate video showcasing on how I find my style. I will be studying different artists and their workflows to find my own that works for me. From this point on, I'll continue to document my progress and share any tips that I learn. I'll try my best to share and explain, and even include the hardships I will face, because let's be honest, progress isn't a straight path. I hope you found this video to be relatable or maybe useful. If you're wondering on what else I may be posting, I plan on posting my art progression, sharing other art discussions, story times, art challenges, and some chill speed paints. I also play video games, so maybe I'll post clips where you can check out my Twitch down below. One last thing I'd like to mention, I hope that you all remember to never give up. You may experience some dark times, because I've had many myself, but always remember to pick yourself back up. As long as you're trying and you know you're putting in the effort, your efforts will not go to waste. I believe we will all reach our goals soon. If you also decide to start your own art journey, or if you have a similar story like me, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And if you'd like to follow along and see how this journey unfolds, don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, have fun and good luck with your journeys.